When parents sign permission slips, it gives the school's consent, like for field trips and all. But for healthcare, that's changing. Good evening and welcome to Give Me a Break. I'm John the Carmody. Senate Bill 12 requires that all parents need to have consent. Senate Bill 12 requires Texas schools to get parental consent before giving students health care. Nurses say the new laws cause confusion. Tonight you're going to meet some nurses in Robstown who say they are confused about the state law. So we're also going to explain to you what that law means and why some nurses in Robstown say it's really confusing. Here's Natalia.
Nurses for years since schools opened have always done vision, hearing, scoliosis.
But now, a new state law requiring parents in Texas to sign consent forms for their kids to receive health care from school nurses has changed that. It's a move Melissa Chavez with Robstown ISD says has caused some confusion among parents and staff.
Just understood that us as nurses in the school setting would be able to treat the students and take care of them and assess them for that, and then of course call the parents, but now it's a required consent upon enrollment.
When Senate Bill 12 went into effect on September 1st, school nurses across the state are now scrambling to collect parents' consent forms to be able to give students basic healthcare services. Confusion over the law's wording has legislators asking the Texas Education Agency to change the bill's guidance to differentiate between health-related and healthcare services.
Health-related is something anyone can do, an adult, a nurse can assess, such as providing a change of clothes, wiping a bloody nose, looking at the throat, things like that.
Chavez says health care services are more invasive.
Child gets hurt in a playground, then we're providing a different type of services because we are the ones who are able to assess it and determine if it needs steri strips, if it needs, if we need to call EMS, if we need to do the screenings or other services that we do, giving medications as well, those require consents.
District social worker Christian De Leon adds these consent forms also apply for mental health services.
Any kind of psychological examinations or what can be considered psychological examinations, sometimes if a student appears to be in crisis, to provide that screening to ensure safety.
At the end of the day, district leaders say they want parents and guardians to be well informed.
We want our students to know that parents and the school are working together.
And well, the nursing staff at Robstown ISD tell me that in a moment of crisis, they would be able to help a student as licensed nurses in Texas. But now they're reaching out to parents who've selected no to consent forms to make sure they clearly understand what they're saying no to. We'll keep you updated, but for now, Mike, back to you.
It's confusing. When you confuse parents and staff members, then the question becomes, what do I need to know? Not many people have read the law to the letter. But when it came down to, because it's ridiculous that we have to deal with, it's just ridiculous that we have to see some crazy crap happening in desperate times, When you make state laws that are confusing to staff members and or parents, all that you're doing is sitting there saying, this, and that. I mean, there's questions that need to be asked, When you talk to your congressman, and then they'll just simply tell you, okay, well, if people have concerns or questions, then, all of a sudden it's like, I mean, there's certain questions that need to be answered, like licensed nurses, but what they got to do is, follow it to the T and say, this, and that. Well, there is this, and that, but if parents have concerns or questions, it's like, even the parents and guardians are confused, especially the nurses. So, when I was growing up, once a year, we do hearing tests, vision tests. You get called out of class just to say, hey, can you send Henry to the nurse's office, please. And then you just go to the nurse. It'd be like, we're gonna do a hearing test. Raise your hand if you can hear. Hear beep, beep. Raise your hand. Left ear, hear beep, beep. Boop, 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 boop. And then you do your vision test. Check your vision, be like, please be the first line. I-A-P-P. And then all of a sudden, you're going to go after the test. After that, you go back to class. But with all of this, it's like, we don't need a state law to say, if parents want to do this, we need consent. There should be no consent. I mean, the parents should sign it. I mean, if parents are confused about this, then question need to be asked, Changes in the law need to be made, yes. That's just the bottom line here. If you want to make changes to a law, make the freaking changes. Don't go out of your way to say, look, I'm confused about this and I have questions. You ask the right questions, you'll get the good answers. Still ahead, how would you feel if you were accused of something you didn't do, but yet you were an autistic adult? Well, this autistic person says he was accused of robbing a bank, even though he says he did not do it. Next, this Texas mother is upset after her son was sent home covered in vomit under a new parental rights law. So what is this new parental rights law? We'll explain next. When I first started this show 9 years ago, I said we were going to put education back on the map, and I would deal with every school issue. Like I would walk the hallways in every school and sit in every classroom. We talk about bullying, truancy, parental rights. But when it comes to parental rights, when you increase parental right laws, you end up taking the parental rights away. That can lead to lawsuits and even school boards. What that can lead is, school boards taking away parental rights and parents suing school districts and school boards over losing parental rights. So when a new state law here in Texas happened, the Beaumont mother, which you're about to meet, says her son was covered in vomit. But here's a twist that may surprise you. The school sent this child home because of vomit. And it was under a new state waiver requirement, which got her confused. So why would the state make this law and have the school say he's covered in vomit, send him home? Take a look.
But at the end of the day, it is your responsibility and it is your duty to serve parents and children in an appropriate manner.
Camila San Javier says when she picked up her 5-year-old son, Oswaldo, from school Wednesday afternoon, he was in shambles.
As soon as I walk him out, he's already bawling and he has vomit all over him.
Camila says the principal told her he wasn't cleaned up or given a new shirt because she didn't sign a new waiver.
She said, we're not allowed to touch your kid if you didn't sign this.
That new waiver, called Right to Health-Related Services Information, is part of a new state law that took effect on September 1st. It allows parents to decide if the school nurse can provide their child with medical aid. One of many waivers she thought she already signed.
We also have to fill out each packet in each classroom for each child, which has anywhere from 10 to 20 additional papers.
Camila called the school this afternoon to find out her child didn't have a signed form on file with the nurse's office.
Whether or not you're allowed to give medical care to a child, they could have handed him a paper towel, told him to clean himself up.
At Regina Howell, another Beaumont ISD elementary, school nurse Christine Carroll says nurses can't help with headaches, runny noses, or more without that form.
The stakes are just higher because I can't help your child if I don't have it.
And even with the form, nurses can't provide new clothes if your child gets sick, like Oswaldo.
Nurses, at least in BISD district, we no longer assist with clothing changes.
Nurse Carroll says she knows parents received many forms during the first week of school. but signing and returning this one will allow her to help your children.
Get those consent forms in so that we can take care of your babies.
Hopefully it will be prevented for future kids and parents.
If you're unsure if you signed or received the consent form, you can call your child's school and request a new copy to sign. In studio, Cameron Burchett, 12 News.
They say if it's too good to be.
Well, here's what I gotta say. There should be a form. I mean, it's gonna take you over like an hour just to fill out a form. It's like you're taking notes. Why am I seeing like this right now? You know, all about this. You know, all this questionnaire. You know, child. Yeah. You know, what's child's name? Okay, this. Next page. You go this, and this, and then all of a sudden, all these questions and answers would take you over an hour just to get your child. This new law is just confusing. It's like, well, help out my child. And then the school tells you, well, ma'am, I'm sorry to say this, but because you didn't fill out this packet, we cannot touch your child. We cannot help out your child. So, in this worst case scenario, there's nothing I can do. But if you haven't filled out a new form yet, I can't fill it out. So I can get you some new ones. But you already filled it now, you turn it in, but then they lost it, so then you gotta go all through. Does anybody see the problem here? We want the school staff to help out our kids. But then we don't need bills and laws to, help out our kids. A child needs help. A child does not need a consent form for a school staff member to touch a child for fucking help. What needs to happen here is we don't need consent forms. We don't need paper packets to fucking fill out. What we need is staff to help out our kids. If they do something wrong, we fucking sue them. If the child needs help from the school nurse, then this is what they do. Do y'all see the problem here? I do. If Lois Lemon watches this, does she see the problem here? I bet she does. Do you see the problem here? We don't need consent. We want resource officers to help out our kids. We want discipline in our schools. We want safety in our schools. If a child's covered in vomit, we need those school nurses to help out. New change of clothes, and this. We don't need me sending kids home because, we didn't sign a piece of paper. You're going to send my child home over not signing a piece of paper or completing a packet. Are we living in a time and age today we need written consent? There's a difference between verbal consent and written consent. Written consent is on a piece of paper, while verbal consent is you're being spoken to. It's like you're a verbal learner. You like the environment and the information given to you spoken. When you're taking notes, like you don't retain anything by copying crap down or filling out packets. So it's like you're filling something out. Okay, this, okay, I got this packet done, okay, and then you go overboard, they go overboard to sign the same shit. That's just the way it is. Do you see the problem here, folks? I certainly do. We don't need consent. What we need is for school staff members to help out our kids. We don't need laws, and we don't need paper. We don't need written consent. What a waste of paper. What a waste of ink. The thing is in such jeopardy when it came to crazy stuff like this. And comments just, so no call home to get a clean shirt even. And this is from 6 days ago. It says, Mom is in the wrong. I read the news clearly. It said the nurse called the parent at 1 p.m. If the parent, I am a school nurse. We always sent out paperwork end of the school year for the next school year. It's your responsibility as a parent to sign that form or assist the student at the clinic without that form. We're not allowed to assist unless there's an emergency. is it's your responsibility as a parent to always provide extra clothes. So who's in the wrong here? So now what do you see the problem here, boys and girls? It's the duty of the parents. If the parents forget, well, they can always sign that piece of paper again, you know? If you do it before the next school year, well, there you go. Do we need to raise the common sense alert on parents? Do we need to switch over the common sense alert to the law over to the parents? Matter of fact, we do. Parents, it is your responsibility. If you say, oh, I didn't know, you need to be informed. Orientation, that's why orientation needs to happen here, you know. If you're going to orientation for your child's school year, you need to start asking questions. If you don't know the bill, look it up. Read it line by line, sentence by sentence, and you won't be confused. And if you don't get confused, you'll then have the answers you have right in front of you. And after that story aired, they blame a new law. So let's take a look at this story.
This is the one who...
And then we'll take a break.
Earlier this morning, we told you about a Beaumont mother whose 5-year-old was sent home from school covered in vomit.
Yeah, really upsetting to hear about. And now we're learning more about why school nurses say their hands are tied under a new state law. Our Jalissa Garza joining us live to break it all down for us. Jalissa, this mother thought she had already filled out this required form, right?
Yeah, Alona, that's right. She sure did, especially because we know parents get sent home a stack of papers that they have to fill out for the school year, different consent forms and waivers. But this one is crucial because without it, school nurses aren't able to give even some of the most basic needs. Now, this is all tied to the Health-Related Services Information Form. It became required on September 1st, part of a new law that went into effect that day with hundreds of others. Now, without this form, nurses can't provide simple care or even help a child change if they get sick at school. Now, Camila San Javier says a nurse did call her about her son being sick, but because the form wasn't on file, staff couldn't help, leaving him with vomit still on his shirt. Now, a Beaumont ISD nurse from a different school says even issues like headaches or runny noses can't be addressed without that form.
The stakes are just higher because I can't help your child if I don't have it. Nurses, at least in BISD district, we no longer assist with clothing changes.
Now, San Javier says that the school could have given her son a napkin or something at the least, but she does hope that this situation can prevent something like this from happening to other parents. So just a good reminder this morning, even if you feel like you filled out every form for the school year, you might want to go ahead and just double check to be sure. Reporting live this morning in Houston, Jalissa Garza, KHOU.
Well, let's take a look at that piece of paper again, shall we? Let's take a look at that requirement. This correspondence outlines portions of the requirements of the Texas Education Agency from Senate Bill 12, Alien Legislation, Regular Session, and Required Activities. SB 12 requires TA to develop a form for use by school districts in providing information about parental rights and options. Each district is required to provide a parental rights form to parents upon their child's enrollment in the district for the first time and to the parent of each child enrolled in the district at the beginning of each school year. It further requires each district to post the form in a prominent location on the school's website. To comply with the parental rights form, TA has prepared a parental rights and options form designed for parents and families that details parental rights and options, including the right to withhold consent or for exempt the parent's child from certain activities, instruction related to courses of study, intellectual materials, library, mental health, education, construction, gifted and talented programs, grade grasp, state standards, requirements, data collection practices. So, does it get you confused? If this is still going to get you confused, when we come back, we're going to look at that parental form, at this form right here, and we'll probably get you up to speed on the parental consent form. If you're still confused, we're gonna help you out here. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're still confused about Senate Bill 12, this is what was shown when the video was shown. This is related to courses studying supplemental services, instructional materials and library materials, health education instruction, instruction regarding sexual orientation and gender activity, school options including virtual and remote learning, immunizations, gifted talent programs, promotion, retention, and graduation, grade, class rank, and attendance, state standards, data practices, healthcare services, special education, and bilingual education, and grievance procedures. By January 6, in addition to SB 12, parental rights reform requirements, and as a requirement of SB 204, TA must also create and maintain a parental rights handbook that explains all rights of a parent regarding the education of a parent's child. This handbook's going into development will be released in the coming months, so we will know. To fulfill this requirement, TA plans to begin the rulemaking process to establish a procedure. Due to the requirement in SB 12 for parents to be notified with health-related services at the beginning of the school year, along with their right to withhold consent for a decline in service, the TA is sharing this draft potential rule text to assist school systems in complying with the statute. This rule text is only considered a draft text and may be edited between now and the time it is published as a proposed rule. At that time, TA will follow the standard rulemaking process, which includes the opportunity for a public comment. It's been updated as of September 8th, and it could be changed, you know. This is all a draft, and it can be changed. So you have to read this law. And let's look at the parental rights option form. This is a 5-page, all this is 5 pages, but PDF document. Just go to www.ta.texas.gov. All this is rights regarding, this is explaining what the TA is saying. So if you're confused on all this, you need to read every single line about it. And if you have any more questions, please get with your school district. Please get with your school official. Contact your school district, and they'll be happy to answer your questions. Go to the website for the state of Texas at www.statutes.capital.texas.gov or Google search Senate Bill 12. And you can direct any additional questions to the 89th at ta.texas.gov. You can send them an email, and they will help you out. So this has to be read line by line, piece by piece. And if you read all this, you too can understand the rights, your parental rights. You know? We got to sign a piece of paper stating like, oh, well, you know, we got to, if you want stuff like your child, this is what you need to do. It's like, we all understand, yes, but you know, so now we know what happens. All right. Let's move on from here. Last time we told you about Alice ISD student making threats. Now someone's calling a parent conference, calling a public meeting to help answer that question. So let's take a look.
Your neighborhood news reporter in Alice.
Here's Melissa Trevino.
I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Alice. School leaders here learned early Monday of a threat to students and teachers. Police tell me now they've detained an Alice High School student accused of making the threat. No one is in danger.
Here's what we know so far. Alice Police Chief Evan Garcia says the threat was made just after noon on Monday towards the Alice High School. School officials immediately pushed out an online alert to the campus.
And what was discovered was a manifesto that was created. Because of the manifesto and because of the information, the subject was detained. And so we will continue with our investigation at this point in time.
Alice ISD Superintendent Anicia Trevino tells me the manifesto was discovered online. Details are still limited at this time as the investigation into this threat continues. Trevino says safety is the district's #1 priority.
While school leaders credit the district's alert system, they still encourage anyone who sees something unusual to say something. In Alice, I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, Chris 6 News.
Now, remember when last season we focused in on the sheriff in Florida that cracked down on these school threats? Well, we need to do something, but more needs to get done. I mean, we showed you this on our Back to School month. I mean, if you look up threats are no joke online, school threats are no joke. This was posted by the Texas School Safety Center just 4 weeks ago.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle. Supplicate with Counseling is forward.
And we also showed you this during our Back to School month.
Hello. My name is Kathy Martinez. Hello. My name is Kathy Martinez-Prather, and I am the director of the Texas School Safety Center. And our mission is to help schools across Texas stay safe. I know you all want to feel safe at school. Safe to learn, safe to grow, safe to be yourself. But when someone makes a threat, whether they mean it or not, it puts that safety at risk. Even jokes about threats can put everyone in danger. These threats can cause lockdowns, fear, and even result in arrest. School safety is our top priority. So we've created this video because we need your help to keep your school safe.
Threats to school safety are a crime, and they carry real consequences. Whether you tell a friend, write it down, post it on social media, or send a text, it can be illegal. It doesn't matter where you are, even if you're not at school, it can still be considered a crime, and you can be arrested. Joking about making a threat, or if you repulse a threat made by someone else, could also be a crime. Students who make threats could be suspended or expelled from school. If arrested, you can go to jail for up to 2 years and pay up to a $10,000 fine. Being arrested could prevent you from getting into college, getting the job you want, or from joining the military. If you get arrested, people may not trust you, and it could be harder to make friends. Student safety is your school's top priority. They are prepared to investigate any threat in order to keep you safe.
I get it. Sometimes people post things for attention or say stuff just to vent. But making a threat or reposting a threat, even as a joke, is never okay. Many times, we share things on social media or with our friends, and we don't realize that it can spread fear and panic. When we share threats instead of reporting them, we make the problem worse. If you see something that sounds dangerous, don't keep it to yourself. Tell someone you trust. That could be a teacher, a coach, your principal, a school resource officer, or a parent. It is our responsibility to help keep our schools and friends safe. So speaking up is how we stay safe, and it isn't snitching. It's protecting your friends and yourself, even if it's your friend who made the threat. Your school has rules that protect you, so no one knows if it was you that reported it. Don't let a temporary feeling negatively impact the rest of your life.
On behalf of all Texas law enforcement, threats are no joke.
Threats are no joke.
Threats are no joke.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't share it.
Don't share it.
Don't share it. Report it.
Do those 4 things right here, and how about your friends how about your friends? Telling is not tattling. Threats are no joke. Don't do it, don't share it, report it. If you see a threat happening, you need to report it immediately to your assistant principal and say, hey, somebody made a threat right here. And it was from this person right here. And they got to search this person's cell phone and look at that thread and say, I know it was you because, we have the text messages right here. And it's like, well, no, it wasn't me. I would never threaten. It was just a joke. It's no joke. I mean, I could just simply, in the state of Florida, it's a statute. You cannot cause harm to threaten somebody. Florida state statute. Don Barnhart was arrested for that. BJJ, juvenile jail. The mother was crying. And you as a parent defend your child saying, well, my child would never do it. Well, it's your own damn fault. You didn't monitor your child's internet usage. You didn't monitor what your child was posting on social media. Follow what your child posts on social media. And talk to your child. You're not your kid's buddy. Sit them down. Explain to them the severity and the consequences. 2 years in jail and $10,000 in fine. You may think you can just sit there and contact a lawyer and say, hey, my son was just joking around. Your attorney might sit there and say, well, according to the law, he wasn't joking around. He actually made a threat. There was guns in the house. Do you own a gun? And if your lawyer asks, hey, do you own a gun? Yes, I do. Okay, well, what if he has hands and feet then, Then he can just go grab it and go shoot it. And shoot stuff with it. And then mothers would be like, oh, it's just a little boy. He's just a little boy. He's just a little boy. It's all about, the video games, the social media, all that stuff. You need to take those things away from your child. The video games, you should take those away because they're bad influence. And what we need to do is perp walk the parents as well. If you didn't do anything, we'll have you stand in front of the camera saying, hey, I failed as a mother, I failed as a father, because I failed to protect my child. Am I missing something here? Do you see the problem here with all this, I agree with what this video is saying. This is from, and I'll tell you, this is from the School Safety Center. They make videos, powerful PSAs like this very seriously. So you texted someone, posted on social media, and tell a friend, and they go out and snitch on you? I thought you were my friend. What we need to do is bring back Scared Straight. What is Scared Straight? It was an old program back in the 1970s for young kids who who disrespect their teachers, not do what they're told, and yet the school tells parents, hey, you can suspend your child in school, or we can send them to a scared straight program in jail. They'll have contact with inmates and correction officers to explain, okay, this is what is going to happen, That's scaring the child straight, and have them look forward and saying, you know what? This is not going to be our future. So, is your future going to be lying in a jail cell? Even if they say, oh, it was a joke, have a lot of money, hire an attorney, and say, hey, I was only joking around. It is no joke. You would put your school in danger, your friends in danger, and you would spend 2 years behind bars with a criminal record saying that you made that school threat. It's going to be difficult for you to find a job because of your criminal record. You think that, an officer will hire you because of your criminal record? No. It is no joke. That's a no joke. Don't do it. Don't share it. Report it. Telling is not tattling. Like we're talking about. Alright. So this is the bottom line, boys and girls. Parents, monitor what your child is posting on social media. Kids, I don't want to see you in a jail cell. For 2 years in a jail cell. Like, I get it, you all want attention. And this is not the way to get attention. It's just a way for you to just get yourself in a whole lot of trouble to where you don't want to end up going to school. Well, if you don't want to go to school, then just drop out. Don't do something that gets you in even more trouble. Talk to your parents. If you don't want to go back to school, you want to be homeschooled or online school, talk to your parents. Don't go out of your way to say, I'm starving for attention, I'm going to make a school threat. Even if it's a written statement, so it's like, if I go online and say, I pledge ISIS, I'm going to go blah, 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 it's the same charge as, you know what, man, I'm fed up, I'm going to go to school tomorrow and shoot up my school. That's the same thing in the state of Florida. And then you get contact, oh, it was a joke. It's just a joke. It's not a joke, like we talked about, If I put Sheriff Chitwood in here on this broadcast, then so be it. To make you learn. To really make you learn. Imagine being an autistic adult, being accused of something that you didn't do. Next, the story of an autistic adult who was accused of robbing the bank, but later found out it was somebody else. Tom Jarrell has his story. Please stay with us. An unlikely suspect in a serious crime. Here's a question for you. How would you feel if you were autistic and somebody accused you of a crime that you say you didn't do, but yet you fess up anyway about the crime that you did? But later you found out as a parent, but as parents you found out there was somebody else, and that your autistic child can be looking at anywhere to 2 years in jail. Well, you're about to meet somebody who not only is autistic, he says he never committed the crime. He never robbed the bank. He was a janitor. His name is Mike. But his parents say he never did that crime. So who is telling the truth? Who do you believe? Was it him or was it somebody else? Here's Tom Jarrell.
Mike Fitzpatrick is autistic. His mind is a detailed roadmap of his city, Syracuse, New York.
They got off the thruway and went 14 to 96 and 96 to Phelps.
Brilliant recall of reasonably irrelevant facts. Typical of those with autism, who have difficulty focusing their thoughts on everyday life. Remarkably, Mike holds down a job, drives, has handled all the challenges of life. Until now.
Did you rob the Ontario Bank? No.
The Ontario National Bank, scene of the crime. It's an hour's drive west of Mike's home. It was robbed in broad daylight on April 15th of this year. Authorities quickly zeroed in on this mentally slow man as their chief suspect.
Being different. That was his crime, being different.
Ann and Bill Fitzpatrick are Mike's parents.
Time of the bank robbery, he was here cleaning house.
Now,
I
the
was the only
police
one.
came to you and said, oh, you're his mother.
Right.
You would say that.
Right. It
So
was
did that leave him
infuriating.
without an alibi?
Right, because nobody else had seen him that morning.
A solid alibi, an autistic man. Amazingly, the police got a confession and charged Mike with a crime he did not commit. How? Why? Well, it all started a week after the robbery. Mike was on vacation on a day trip to explore the Finger Lakes area. One stop, a favorite place for his inner mind to explore numbers, a bank.
And I've been doing it as early as I can remember, probably 1951.
So you enjoyed it, walking up to the teller's cage?
Yeah,
Did it carry over as an adult? Did you like to drop in and visit banks too?
definitely. The last one was the one in Phelps.
Phelps, New York, only 3 miles away from the bank that had been robbed. This is where justice began to jump the tracks. Mike walked in and asked for change for a $1 bill, and then went back to the teller to get 2 10s for a 20. Not unusual behavior for an autistic, but suspicious for anyone else. Now their version, the police version of Phelps, is you went up to the counter and you made your change, but then you stood for a while sort of contemplating the building, like you might be casing the joint.
Yeah, I noticed a lady secretary sitting at the desk off to the left, and she didn't say anything, so I thought that was normal.
All the bank guards were jumpy after the robbery at the bank nearby. A security guard took down Mike's license plate number as he drove away.
Can you imagine anybody who's casing a bank walking in and acting the way he was, staring at walls, smiling to himself while casing the bank? Ridiculous.
Ridiculous, but not to the police, although Mike was harmless, and anyone who knew him would say that. To the cops, he looked like a good suspect. They showed Mike's picture to the teller who had been robbed. She said Mike resembled the man who had handed her a threatening note and calmly walked away with $2 grand of the bank's money. The bust came on the night of April 26, 5 days after Mike's visit to the bank in Phelps. 2 unmarked police cars rolled up unannounced at the school where he was at his job as a janitor. The police said they had some questions for Mike.
He was scared. He said that he was in trouble and the sheriff wanted to talk to him outside.
Ernie Kaufman is Mike's supervisor.
Told him, just be easy with Mike. He's autistic, and I don't want to see him getting upset or excited if they approach him the wrong way.
You told the law officers right away that he was autistic.
Yes, I did.
Out by the loading dock behind the school, the police began to question Mike. Now, did they say, Mike, we think you robbed a bank?
They questioned me about everything else but that. Then I told them what I did the week earlier, going to the Finger Lakes, Canandaigua and Ithaca, and Phelps and Victor. And then they asked me if I'd been up to any banks.
Banks?
Yeah, around any banks. First that night, then I said I was at the Phelps Bank.
Scared, confused, a contradiction. They almost had him. Mike, surrounded by strangers in that darkened parking lot, first denied, then admitted he had been in the bank in Phelps.
I just told him it's not Mike. You got the wrong person. Mike's not capable of robbing a bank. The loyalty, the integrity that Mike has, and his upbringing, there's just no way that he would rob a bank.
The investigation then moved to step number 2. Take the main suspect to the station. They put him in handcuffs.
Yes, they did. Handcuffs and put him back in the patrol car.
How did you feel about that?
There was no sense for that. If you know Mike, you just have to work with him one day, you know. There's no need for that whatsoever.
3 investigators sat him down at a coffee table in this small police station and began hours of intensive interrogation. They've declined to discuss it on camera, but have said they followed proper police procedures, and they believe they had solid evidence pointing to Michael Fitzpatrick as the bandit. What they needed here that April night was a confession. At the table, Police Chief Steve Leroy, one of the men interrogating Mike that night. Mike says he told them he didn't need a lawyer, but he did want those he has depended on most. He wanted his parents. The police said no. Mike, when you were there in the interrogation room and wanted to make a phone call, as was your right, what happened to the phone? There was one there?
Steve Leroy unplugged it and put it in the closet. He unplugged it from the table, he opened the door, and put it in the closet.
He was making sure you didn't have a call.
Yeah,
he was ready.
Right.
Chief Leroy denies removing the phone, but there's no dispute about the next step, the clincher. Mike was told if he would cooperate, he could have what he desperately wanted. He could go home. With that, he told investigators what they wanted to hear, that he had robbed the bank.
Why, sitting here now looking back on it, why did you say you did it, you're sorry, maybe you could pay them back?
And that I would never do it again.
Right.
Because they were accusing me of doing it.
Mike tries to please people, and he thought, in his mind, that if he told them what they wanted to hear, they'd let him go, he could get back to work and get on with his life. He didn't know that that would complicate things.
But things would get much more complicated for the...
They'd let him go, he could get back to work and get on with his life. He didn't know that that would complicate things.
But what things would it complicate now that he confessed? He confessed to the police officers, and he confessed to 2020 that he did not rob the bank. So who do you believe? When we return, the dramatic conclusion of Tom Jarrell's story, and who is the real suspect in this crime? Is it the main suspect? Is it Mike? Or is it somebody else? Please, I'm telling you, please stay with us. Please stay with us, stay where you are. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with us. Now returning to our story. You've heard Mike Fitzpatrick say he did not rob the bank. But when he was with the police chief, he changed his story saying that he had robbed the bank. Who do you believe is telling the truth? You're about to hear a startling confession from the police lineup, and you'll get to hear the main suspect, the other confession, not just from the parents, but from one person in jail who says that he did it. Who do you think is telling the truth? Here again is Tom Jarrell.
Mike Fitzpatrick says he has locked in his fault-like memory Chief Leroy's approach to interrogation.
Certain times he would treat me like a father, like he was a father and I was a son. He'd grab me like this and, yeah, look at me, Mike, like this. Level with me because I'm the father and you're the son. You did do it, didn't you? And he was telling me, he did do it, son. And I was saying, I don't know, Dad. It's later that I admitted it. You know, it was a big man. Old man and father, and I was like the boy.
He was playing with your mind.
He was.
His mental state was taken into consideration by the officers.
Ontario County Sheriff Philip Bavero supervises two of the officers who interrogated Mike that night. He says the men treated Mike fairly and didn't bully him.
As an adult, there's nothing in the laws of the state of New York that maintain that, you know, your parents have to be with you when you're being questioned by the police.
The loneliness of that moment was captured later when Mike wrote by hand in vivid detail from memory about it. They kept asking if I carried a gun and knife. I said no. I got nervous. They said, give them the information they wanted. I then said, I'll tell the truth. They didn't believe me.
As you read that, what were your thoughts?
If I'd had a gun, I would have been willing to shoot those people. I was just so angry.
Furious, Mike's parents got a lawyer and prepared to defend their son. They were worried that locking up Mike, even briefly, could unhinge him. He could vanish back into the interior world of the dysfunctional autistic.
We were told that he would never be able to go to school or hold a job.
Autism was not well understood then or now. Researchers believe it's due to a neurological disorder that stunts social interaction and communication skills. Ann and Bill devoted years of difficult, dedicated care to bring their son to a life where he could cope and work. Now, as the police investigation continued, they saw Mike become nervous and withdrawn. The experience could destroy him. In May, he was placed in a lineup before the bank teller.
And I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, praying, and the lawyer came out and tapped my shoulder and said she picked him. Could not believe it. I said, she's wrong, she's wrong.
Then the nightmare they had dreaded. Mike was charged with bank robbery, facing up to 25 years in prison if convicted.
I found out what it's like to be a criminal going to jail. The whole 9 yards.
Mike's parents worked frantically to raise the money for his bail, which was set high, $50,000. To free their son, they would risk a half-century of careful financial management and planning. They cashed in their life savings.
It flashed in front of my mind, worst case, Mike goes to prison. And you can imagine how he would be chewed up and spat out by people in prisons. So it was a horrendous thing to think about. And I didn't stop thinking about that for about 3 months.
Just when the noose was tightening, a savior stepped forward from a most unlikely place. Jail. David Harrington is an habitual bank robber. 16 banks in all, he says, to get money for a gambling addiction. When he was caught in June, he told authorities, they had the wrong guy. He had robbed the Ontario National Bank.
Just walked up to the teller, handed her a note. She looked at me for a minute, like in disbelief. Did you have a weapon, a gun of any type? No. And had she said no, what would you have done? Turn and ran?
The police couldn't dispute his story. Harrington told authorities details only the robber could have known, including the color and pattern of the dress the teller was wearing. Then he says an officer gave him the shock of his life.
He goes, you're not going to be charged with that robbery because they have somebody else in custody. And when you heard that, what was the course of action that you were determined to take? I wanted to make sure that he was released, you know. I did it. You know, I told him I did it. You know, it's how I mean, I don't want anybody else going through it.
But what about that lineup where Mike was picked out by the teller? Side by side, Mike and David Harrington looked very different. But David's cap and baggy coat used during the robbery made any identification difficult. An honest mistake in a case where common sense was the first casualty.
Thanks.
Charges against Mike Fitzpatrick were finally dropped in late September. Understandably, his faith in the system has been shattered. He blames Chief Leroy and the two men under Sheriff Provero.
We are human beings, we make mistakes, and sometimes we leave people in a situation where they feel we haven't done our job properly. What I think of them as nice cops or nice guys. As long as they learn something, that would be good, right?
He seems to have come through it okay. Mike is back at work and back on his regular routine.
You just glad to see you, Mike. Yeah, right. We found out who the heck was the wrong man.
Yeah. His friends at his favorite supermarket are happy it all worked out.
I just can't believe it.
Yeah,
I was like in shock. Could that happen to you?
I don't think so.
But the police are never far from Michael Fitzpatrick's thoughts.
Do you think it's a possibility they could apologize to me sometime? I was told that would never happen. See, they don't want to admit they're wrong.
David Harrington, the man who admitted robbing the bank, is still awaiting trial. But thanks to him, this holiday season finds Mike Fitzpatrick back with his family, doing his job as a school janitor, thanks mostly to a habitual criminal who decided to do the right thing. We'll be right back.
If you do the right thing, you can't help out. Even if you were to sit there, blame it on the person and say, oh my fucking God, what did I do? I pinned on the wrong person. What am I going to do? I know. I'll fess up. I'll tell the truth. Officer, it wasn't Mike. It was me. I did it. And I have proof. Colored pictures. Show them the pictures. Bam. Bam, right there. There's the proof. And the officer's like, okay, Mike, you're free to go. Mike, you're free to go, and then all of a sudden, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's the way it is, you know. Holiday season can be filled with lots of gifts. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Here's a look at a special story we have for you coming up next week.
Tonight, a 2020 investigation. A series of unsolved civil rights murders. A black deputy sheriff shot to death in an ambush. An NAACP official blown up in a car bombing. An elderly black farmhand, the victim of a bloody execution. Case after case, and no one was ever convicted. Was it because of the Klan? Files disappeared. Leads never followed. Even suspects who allegedly confessed were set free. leaving loved ones yearning for justice decades later.
I'm hoping that somebody come forward so this case can be solved.
Now 2020 goes after the truth in long-forgotten murders, revealing startling witness testimony.
He said, I blew his head off with a shotgun.
A key juror who may have ignored the evidence.
The only thing they ever proved to me was that that was dead.
And a murder suspect found not guilty.
If I were tried now,
What would happen?
hell, I'd be convicted.
And now, more than 30 years later, 2020 uncovers intriguing new information that could put this man on trial for murder again. I'll have the chilling stories in a riveting hour-long investigation. Justice delayed.
That special Give Me a Break is coming up on Monday. Now, tonight's viral break. On tonight's viral break. Now on tonight's viral break. How would you feel about disappointing? Now, how would you feel about disappointing your Asian father? Because, you know, he or she wasn't a good father. What if your father was disappointed? Take a look at this. Take a look at the complication.
Hey son, your mom just tell me you get into a fight today. I've been getting bullied for an entire year and I just cracked. I'm sorry. Why you not tell me? I did tell you. I know. Your mom very upset with you. What, you think you the Jackie Chan, huh? I am very upset with you. Did you win? Yeah, I did. I knocked him out. Yes, good job. You naughty boy. Fucking my young me. Mom made fun. No dinner for you. What? I buy for you the McDonald's. Really? You need to be more angry at me. Oh yeah, true. Why are you doing this to me? He deserved that. Good. What? You want to talk back to me, huh, boy? Wait, what are you doing? Fighting. It's not good. You need to get hurt. Ow! What the fuck? Oh shit! Run! Son, somebody say IDK, IDC to me. What that one mean? I don't know. I don't care. What the hell? What did you just say to me? I don't know. I don't care. You don't care? What, you don't care about your dad, huh? What if I die? What? No, Dad. This one my home. You live here free. You eating free. You sleep here free. All free for you. I just asked you one question. What? No, it's literally I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, what's for lunch later? Sweet. I don't know. I don't care. What did I do? Hello, Mr. Teacher. Have you seen my son? I think somebody kidnapped him. What's his name? He named Vincent.
Yeah, he's in after-school detention right now.
Detention? What that one mean?
He's in trouble and he needs to be punished for it.
Not my boy! Did he burn down the classroom or something?
No, it wasn't that extreme.
Did he light someone's hair on fire?
No, he didn't do that either.
What the hell then? What did he do?
We consider what he did way worse than anything you just mentioned. He was caught talking during quiet reading time. You can feel free to wait in the cafeteria.
I don't have time for that. My son has the piano class in about 30 minutes. I need to go.
He's gonna have to skip piano lessons today.
We cannot skip him because teacher not give refund, man. I already say him.
So we can't let him go.
Okay, I got for you this special rice from my hometown in the Vietnam. I don't eat rice. I'm actually vegan. Don't worry, I got for you the celery stick. You like this one? Mr. Wong, I don't take bribes. Please stop. China, getting me very angry.
What are you doing? Okay, I'm going to have to do it.
Where is my son?
Hey Dad, can I go out?
Go where?
To a friend's house. We're gonna have a party.
Why you always want to play? Why you no study?
I've finished all my studies.
Have you finished your math homework?
Math is done.
Okay, how about your English homework?
Finished English as well.
Okay, what about the chemistry?
Done.
Biology?
Yeah.
Physics?
Yes.
Astrology? Legal study? Psychology?
Yes, I finished everything.
I am still talking. Why you do that one?
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you drive me there?
Why you never asking me for more study? Why you always ask for play?
Huh?
Why you never do that one before?
Can I have more studies then?
Mày ngu như bò. Do I look like your teacher? Go asking him.
Okay, I'll ask my teacher tomorrow then.
Good. So does that mean I can go? Can you take me? You keep asking me. I keep saying no. Fine, okay. I take you. Wait, really? I take you to the heaven. Wait, June. Hey, Sui Jay, your report card is here. What does it say? Not too bad. Your cousin report card looked better, but what? Did okay as well. A+ for every subject. Those are the best grades that you can. Okay, anyway. Dad, you said you'll buy me a gaming laptop if I got straight A's. No worry, I have something even better. Even better, okay. Did one for you. Oh, shit, okay. Thanks, Dad. Let's go. A calculator? Don't rely on it, okay? You only get 30 minutes one day. Dad, you promised me a gaming laptop. I just joking. I get for you. Really? Nice. Here you go. Oh, jeez, this is heavy. Is this just a stack of math equations? Don't worry. Try to use your calculator. Fucking hell. Huh? Did you just say fuck to me? You ungrateful! Hey, what you doing? I'm just getting a fresh cut for school tomorrow. No, you might not cut your hair for 1 week. What? Why? Because it is the Lunar New Year. If you cut your hair, you cut away your good luck. Okay, I'll put it away then. Get ready. We're going to your uncle's house for celebration. We'll do a bit of cleaning and sweeping and then we'll go. No cleaning as well. What? If you clean today, you clean away all your luck and prosperity. Oh, okay. Okay, get ready. 1 hour. Dad? Yee, fucking hell. Can I get my red pocket money? What? Your red pocket? Yesterday's party. You said you're gonna hold on to it for me. I just remember I put in the bank for you saving when you're 18, you get it. Dad, you do this every year. Stop crying. You're going to cry away your good luck and prosperity. I've already got bad luck and it's you taking my money. The money for your future. No, I want it now. Okay, I get for you. Finally. Here's your money, boy. Come here. Hey, boy. Nice. I got a limp. Hey. I'm coming. Yeah. This Granite Rice should get his attention. What the? Why you not respond to me, huh? I have headphones on, Dad. Anytime I'm talking to you, you need to respond, okay? Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Stop playing the game. Go do your chores. I've already completed everything. Did you vacuum? Yeah, I already did. Then go mop. I already mopped as well. Go on. I've already cleaned my room. I did the laundry, and I also washed the dishes. You liar. You not cleaned the dishes. What? What are you talking about? I did. Have a look at this one. Okay. That it's literally just a spoon. Are you talking back to me? You said to respond to everything you say. Homework? Just clean it, okay? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll clean it. Done. Do you have anything else for me? What? Yeah, one more thing. Right.
A Chewy pharmacy order is on the way for Gouda. Meds verified by Chewy's licensed pharmacists, paired with his favorite cheese. Delivered by Chewy, devoured by Gouda. For quality meds, for life with pets, there's Chewy Pharmacy.
Native deodorant sprays unclean, which means no aluminum clouds to harsh your vibe.
What in the anime are you doing? Praying you survived it? Your teacher just emailed me and said you've been a very bad student and you're at risk at getting expelled. What? I thought I raised a better son. I guess not. What are you talking about? Come here, boy. Wait, ow! What? Why didn't do anything? Mom! What are you... I didn't even know what are you out? Oh my God. Wait, Dad? What? You don't even know what's going on! Ow! You think I didn't see the email, huh? What are you guys talking about? The teacher just emailed again. Huh? What email? I don't even know what I did. I feel like... honey, it was actually sent to the wrong family. What? Oh! Boy, son! Do you want to eat the McDonald's? Yes? Alright, I'm coming. Oh, he's coming, Yo, nice! The hell? I thought I told you to study. Dad? What's going on? Nothing. Oh, he's coming. Stop playing the game. What are you doing? Am I going crazy?
dad is such a freaking moron. Alright, take it back down.
Dad, what are you doing?
Wait, someone got eliminated.
Aha! Sorry, boys. Alright, I'll catch up. Where are they? Behind you. Thank you. Wait.
He shut the other door instead.
How dare you Hey, son, I thought I told you to do the dishes.
I will, Dad, after this game.
You always play the game.
I've got some free time.
What about your homework?
I've already finished it all.
Why don't you ask for more study to do?
Dad, I'm only grade 6 and you've taught me up to grade 12 maths already.
Okay, but look at your cousin. He
Bro, you shouldn't let your dad talk to you like that. It's literal abuse.
So if you don't get up the game right now, I'm going to... Where's my belt? I'm wearing a tracksuit. I'm going to smack you!
Especially if they're threatening to hurt you like that. You can call protective services and they will arrest him and take you to another family.
So you really want to smack?
Dad, you can't.
Why not?
Now tell him this. Because it's against the law.
But I'm working 15 years to buy a house,
Dad.
bring this family up, give you food.
Now, I'm gonna call them. And then protective services will come and take me away and arrest you. Oh, it worked! He left! What did I say? This whole time? Wait. I hear my dad coming. Son, are you here to apologize, Dad? Bro, he bought a whole ass chair. He really wants to talk this out.
Fuck you! No, chill.
What's he saying?
Never disappoint your parents. And even then, you won't even get disciplined. That's all for this edition of Game Break Friday going to Saturday. No second look Saturday. Although, we're just going to go back to 3 days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll see you again next week for a very special Give Me a Break. Justice delayed. For all of us here at YouTube, and Give Me a Break. Stop bullying, speak up. Concentration, not strength. No jaywalking. Now and always, we're here for you. Take care of yourself and each other. And always remember this. Autism is not a disability. It's your superpower. Good night.